So how many of you went Black Friday shopping last week? How many of you shopped at places such as Forever 21, H&M, or Zara? Places such as these are categorized under the label called fast fashion. They're basically clothes that are both cheap and trendy. And although this combination seems really good for us as a consumer, it's a completely different story for the environment. Fast fashion fosters a rapid cycle of buying and disposing of clothes due to quickly changing trends, and this creates large amounts of waste, which is detrimental to the environment. So fast fashion clothing creates waste when it is being made, when it's in use, and when it is thrown away. So first, let's talk about production. Fast fashion is known for its bright and eye-catching colors, and to achieve these colors, most manufacturers use chemical dyeing. And sometimes these chemicals that are used in dyeing have toxins in them. So when they're used for dyeing, the toxins are released into water, which pollutes the water, and because fast fashion is produced using mass production, this is really bad for the environment. According to Perry's article, The Environmental Cost of Fast Fashion, textile dyeing is the second largest polluter of clean water. So next, fast fashion in use. Most fast fashion clothing items are made with synthetic fibers. In fact, 60% of it, according to Schlossberg in her article, Big Leaves Are Out. Polyester in particular is very popular and sheds tiny plastic particles when it's in use, when it's being worn, and especially when it's being washed. And when these clothing items are washed, they release plastic particles into clean water. So that water becomes polluted. And so yet again, fast fashion pollutes our clean water, but that's not the only thing that it's polluting. Lastly, fast fashion obviously creates waste when it is thrown away. This happens when the clothing goes out of style, which happens pretty often with fast fashion, since it often follows runway trends and these change extremely often. Aaron Cohen insists in his article Fast Fashion that fast fashion is continually changing and much more often than necessary. So when the trends change, more clothes are produced, so people buy more clothes, and then they dispose more clothes, which creates more waste. And it's actually waste that they're producing when they dispose of their clothes, because many people actually don't recycle their clothes. According to this chart, Flow of Materials for Clothing Worldwide in 2015 by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, 73% of textile waste is actually sent to landfills or incinerated. And obviously this isn't good for the environment, especially with fast fashion being mass produced. However, we are still able to lighten the effects of pollution made by the mass production of fast fashion by doing a few simple things. We could simply buy less clothes or more sustainable clothing. Sarah Portway, a graduate student in fiber science and apparel, reveals from her research that many people would spend a little more money to buy more sustainable or foods that are better for the environment. However, they don't think of doing this for clothing because they don't think that the clothing they're wearing is bad for the environment. So if we actually educate more people on the negative effects of fast fashion on the environment, I think more people would be willing to spend a little more money to buy more sustainable clothing. And secondly, we can donate clothing or shop secondhand. Although there is quote-unquote a stigma attached to fast fashion, as said by Osmer in his article, The Ultimate Fashion Fail, more people are becoming accepting of it, especially when they find out the negative effects of fast fashion. According to Claudio in his article Waste Couture, Goodwill Industries has seen a 67% increase in sales since 2001, which means more people are buying secondhand clothing, which means they're buying less fast fashion clothing, which means that the demand for fast fashion has gone down, and so the production of it will also go down. However, these improvements are not enough, as only 15% of Americans actually shop secondhand. However, if you think of it in this way, that 15% of Americans were able to reach sales by 67%, if 80 or maybe 90% of Americans started shopping secondhand, theoretically, the negative effects of fast fashion would decrease a lot. However, if this problem of fast fashion on the environment is not solved soon, we will ultimately suffer the consequences. So this can happen in many ways, but I'll just talk about one for now. So going back to the plastic particles that are released by polymer, when you wash your clothes, the plastic particles are released into water, and that water travels to filtration systems. And when filtration systems filter out the plastic particles, they sometimes end up in this type of sludge. And that sludge is sent to farms where it is made into fertilizer. And when that fertilizer is used to fertilize plants, sometimes animals that eat the plants can pick it up and it goes into their digestive systems. Or when the plants are watered, the plastic particles can go into clean water sources. So ultimately, when we drink clean water or we eat the livestock that has eaten the plants that have been fertilized with the plastic particles, the plastic particles go into our bodies, which is obviously not good for us. So as you can see, the problem of fast fashion poses a threat to the environment and ultimately you. So we should try to take small steps, such as buying less clothing, buying more sustainable clothing, donating our clothing, or buying secondhand in order to lessen this problem. And you should definitely try to take these small steps, or at least keep them in mind, because ultimately it will benefit you in the end. Thank you.